Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase, where the MSX is Marathon SpaceX Extreme, and we know that it will take a Gigabase to do it because the non-marathon version took a Gigabase to do it. So of course the marathon version is going to take a Gigabase as well. Right, we are up at our new oil. We have done a little bit of landfill. The landfill train has come back after going to this landfill, which is very low now, and then this one to top up. And so we're ready for a couple of things. First of all, we need some of these guys, probably a few more than that, maybe even a few more. I didn't want to insert landfill. Never mind. Alright, I must have hit the wrong key. What we need to do is we need to extend the roboports over in this direction. Far enough so that we can get the supply station to build this. And I accidentally had my my personal roboports on briefly when I was filling in some landfill here, so they actually built a tiny bit of this, but that's okay. They're allowed to do some work. Where are the roboports here? Not till we get further back. Okay. Oh, they're there. Okay, let's put one in just so I know. And now, yeah, if we put one up there, that should be fine. So what we need to do is use some long poles, which I don't have any of, but that's easily remedied. We'll run back, get some long poles, get this chain of roboports set up. It is actually a bit further than I really would like, but I don't know how much of this is going to turn into you know, platforms and the like. So it's an odd distance that these things can go in relation to a roboport coverage range, but that is okay. And that didn't quite work out the way it was supposed to. How about you go there? And also you go there, because that will start charging that one up. Does this one actually need to be charged? I don't know. Yes, it probably does actually, because we need to propagate the roboports down to the networks down here. So let's just see if I put that one in. There we go, and there we go. So that should be enough to have the construction bots from the supply station build everything. It has actually delivered everything. If we go and check quickly, you can see that, well, A, the station is shut down, but B, there's a lot of stuff in there now. But one thing that hasn't happened is there were no Logibots, so we need some Logibots. Even 12 will do, and this has to also say give me construction bots, because once it has construction bots, building will commence. And it will eventually fill itself up with both construction bots and Logibots, and everything will happen at whatever is the fastest rate this sort of thing is supposed to happen. So I think I'll find that the construction zone will cover everything fairly easily. It's just a function of ensuring that these guys connect up, and if I go all the way up there it won't, so we can probably go here instead. Does that connect up to this one? Yes it does. We just need to power that up. There we go. So that's powered. What about down here? That should actually end up building all of that. So maybe we can just combine these networks by using the top part. I guess we'll see soon enough. Just want to make sure that it is built out. Put 2 more of those roboports in, that might be sufficient. But only if this one is in place. And I'm not really in a hurry for the robots to do their work, I just want the robots to do it rather than me running around filling up with stuff. We don't have a level of urgency that requires that. So just one more over here. And there we go. So that should be enough for the robots to actually fill out the whole thing. It says there are none though, so it looks like the network is not connected yet, because that doesn't have power. Well, eventually it will power up. We can probably give it a little bit of help if we really need to. Let's hope we don't actually have to. Let's get rid of all those trees. Who needs trees? Not quite sure where that's going. Right, the idea, I think, is that we need 2 tracks coming in. Probably only 2. And the trains just feed into whichever one they need to. So I guess what I mean is like this could be the coming in one. And there would also be a departure one. And this is wider than usual, but it shouldn't matter that much. We could always have more than one for each direction, which allows us to, say, have an oil one that all the oil trains follow, and a rocket fuel one. But I am not sure that that's necessary. So I guess we'll start off with this and we'll see how we go. So in that case we don't need this line, because everything will come up to these guys. And this one doesn't need 2 lines either. I better get rid of that. So, what that means is, obviously that's too low. You need to have that and that. Alright, we'll do that from over here. And I guess, well, we need more track obviously, so let's run back and get more track. We should probably, oops, that's not where we're going to get track from. We should probably get some signals sorted on this as well. Do we have enough signals? So we've got plenty of those, we've got plenty of those, so the answer is yes, we do. Let's run back with our track. So do we want to go a little bit further? Quite probably we do. Now, this is an in. We're heading in. We need this type of signal. This is we are going out, which means in theory we want that. Let's see how we're going to do this. So you're going that way, you're going that way, you're going that way, you're going that way. And once we get to there, that's hunky-dory. That would screw it up. You're going through. Let's not do that one just yet. In fact, let's just change that for the moment, since we're probably going to copy that particular pattern, and it might be that this is going to be a bit of a mess actually, but never mind. Let's grab a blueprint of that. So I can lay that down, and yeah, getting these in the blueprint may not have been such a good idea. What's that? We might want that. Let us remove those two from the blueprint and then see how it goes. I want to see if there's a way to make this line work. There's obviously a way to make that part of it work, but this part doesn't look very happy, does it? The leaving won't work from there. In fact, from this distance, the leaving won't work at all. And that's going to be even worse where we are higher, if we are higher. I can't actually tell, but I suspect that's higher, is it? Let's run straight. Maybe it's not. Oh, well, that doesn't matter because we'll be removing that. How are these robots going? They're not all working. Well, I guess that will change in time. This is not going to work, because this one needs it to be higher. I don't really like this. It doesn't look like it's going to work either. I mean, I suppose the other thing we could do is have a much lower one here that this just keeps on carrying on out. And that could be where the out is. This doesn't need to be this far up. In fact, that would then give us our dual entryway. If we wanted it. We could have a dual exit if we wanted it. In that case, let's get rid of all of this. So, we have some landfill, do we? No, we do not have landfill. We have too much of some stuff and not enough of other stuff. Usual problem, I guess. What we want is to landfill this so that the entrance can come off one of these guys. Let's head off to the landfill train. Oops, slightly too far. We'll just grab 100. So, instead of coming down there, you can just do that. That makes more sense than all of this. Carry on. In fact. And then we do that, and we put signals, of course, on here. Like so. That should be fine. At this point, our original plan goes back to being valid. And this one probably wants one of those there. We're going to run out of this little bit of landfill very fast. But that is okay. That is not making any sense. In fact, we don't need any more of this landfill because I think this guy should be able to be handled directly there. Not sure if I have any underground pumps. How are these guys going? Oh, they're all being used. Well, that's a good start, because there's a lot of work for them to do. I don't think I do. Alright, well that's unfortunate. Let's pick up this landfill that's sitting on there. It's not very much a landfill. I don't think I'm going to need that bit of fuel. I'm not going to need those. Got too many of those. I've got too many of those, really, too. Too many of a lot of things. Let's go up, get some landfill from the landfill train. $500 this time. And we can start laying down our landfill, although there's some issue just there, it would seem. There we go. We can manually fill in the track. Okay. Yeah, this is not what we want anymore. Fix up that signal. Oh, we can't put it in until the track's laid. That's alright. That might get in the way. There's my that. Does mean that we need some more landfill here, but that's not such a biggie. We're out, but yeah, we will need a little bit more. And a bit more for some of these bits, so yeah, let's just run back, get a bit more. This one has built out a whole lot that we don't really want anymore. Let's tell it to get rid of it. There we go. A bit more landfill. Probably going to have to pull this back or do something, but that's okay. 700, that will help. Power's holding out 5.4 gigawatt. That's pretty good. And we're out again. We'll need another dosage just to finish that off. Little army of construction bots. Let's see what you're actually costing us. Does it have construction manager 0.18? Yeah. That's what it's costing us. Still at 60 though, so I don't mind. Might be all that we require. Okay, let's lay down this blueprint everywhere that we need it now. Timely autosave. You go there. 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 It will be easiest if we add some track along here. Okay, I'm just hitting Q if you're wondering to handle that. Right, that seems to be it. Connect them up. And put some signals down. Lets us change the signal. That one's fine. Okay, you need to go away and instead go, say, there. Let's put some signals for you just up here. Go. Now over here. Change that signal to a normal signal, not a chain signal. Here and here. You can go like that. I don't know if it's safe to put in. Well, maybe it is actually safe to put in a rail signal. Because we do need to sort this out a bit. I'm not really expecting to have this extend any further. 5 of these should be probably as many as we really need. So the building goes on while we do this. That's very good. I must admit, the popularity of personal RoboPort seems to have destroyed the art of, you know, just planting normal RoboPorts and letting your robots build things themselves. That's one thing that they could nerf instead of endless logistic bot nerfs that they've been talking about. Not that I really want to get into that. I mean, I find it a fun playstyle to use logistic bots to get sort of mass production that we are seeking here, but the devs seem to think, oh, it's too easy. Well, when you combine it with things like my supply depot, it's possibly not quite as easy as they are making out, but I guess it's kind of each to their own as far as what makes it tick. It's just, I mean, the thing is, there's no point getting too worked up over it. If they nerf everything to a point where it's not fun, then you just end up playing with mods that put it back to where it was. So, like we are with the barrels, no doubt there will be equivalents to any logistic bot nerfs. But you would think they would pay attention to the number of mods that do things like improve bots even further that are snapped up from the mod portal before thinking that that is what, you know, is the best way of improving their game. But never mind, that's just my thoughts. Right, and you can probably be one of these. Right, so that's probably okay for signaling. We never know. With a bit of luck, the bots will sort out the whole throughput thing. They seem to have stopped for some reason, and there's a lot of stuff there, so that doesn't bode entirely well. Why have you guys stopped? You don't have power down there yet? They sometimes have odd choices and need a little bit of prompting for things to work the way they should just automatically work. Do we not have substations in the setup? Apparently not. There are actually only 8 substations required. Well, what I might do is actually, I don't want to put my own bots in and have them do the work, but if I donate substations, because that's a major part of the power system, maybe they will put it in and it will help move things about. They do look like they're picking up substations, so and another thing that I want very much is radars. I want to be able to see this whole construction, so we need to put in some radars. Let us slap one in here. How far over can that go? Probably to about there. And that should cover the rest, so we now need to see how far down it goes. Let's put it at the beginning. Want to see it from the beginning. We do actually have a radar here, it just hasn't been filled in. So hopefully they'll sort that out themselves. Are they doing anything? No. They are not. Do they not have long poles? Or are they just under prioritizing long poles? Let's check that one. They're not picking up long poles. We only had 7 in the requirements. Well, we have 7 here. Let's just give them those as well, because that could be causing an issue. Certainly they're going out to do something with them. Yeah, 7 and 8 of those is not really going to cut it. because it should be 7 times 5 is 35, so we need a bunch more of the long poles. Let's give them this lot. And in fact, let's give them all of those as well. We don't have enough substations. I think what I should do is probably head back to engineering and just pick up 50 substations. They've stopped working again. We are short of them, so what's this one? A rubbish train. What's it picking up? Wood. Right, let's get in front of it. We'll just give the supply train a little bit of a helping hand. Lay down a stacker mechanism. I think we're probably running low on time, so I'll try and nursemaid the building to get it back to being a little bit more active, and maybe we will see about pre and post stackers in the next episode. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.